Hello, it's Leslie Fightmaster, and it is day 80. Oh my goodness, 10 more days to go. I can't believe it. Today's class will be focusing on strengthening the lower body. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. Keeping your intention in mind, make your way forward onto your hands and your knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale the chest forward, lift your chin and tailbone up. Exhale, round your back, press away from the floor. And again, inhale, heart forward, lift your chin, lift your tailbone gently. Exhale, round the back, your chin towards your chest. Inhale, bringing your chest through the gates of your arms, and exhale, rounding your back. Inhale, coming forward, widening the collarbones. Exhale, and rounding the back. Inhale, once again, heart forward. Exhale, rounding like a cat. And then I'm going to tuck the toes under you and sit back on your heels. Now this can be a little intense, so if it's too much for you, get off of your heels at any time. It's a great way to wake up the nadis. The nadis are energy centers in the body, and they start and end at the feet. So just lift off at any time. Inhale the arms up, interlace the fingers. Exhale, palms up toward the ceiling. Still sitting on the heels, lean to the right. Arms and ears in line with each other. Nice steady breath. Inhale up. Come off your heels for a moment. Release the hands. And sit back again onto the heels. Sweep the arms up. Interlace other pinky in front. Palms facing up. And exhale, lean over towards your left side. And keep the arms and ears in line. Inhale, center. Come off your heels. Bring your hands to the mat. And then sit back onto your heels, but you're untucked. The toes are untucked. You can either sit on the heels or maybe sit between the heels. And then just lean your torso back any amount and lift your hips up away from the floor. This will just stretch out the fronts of your legs. Since we're going to work them today, we'll give them a nice stretch before we start. And then take the hips back down. You can do the same thing again, or if you want to go deeper, you can take your forearms down. Just make sure your knees are not going wider than your hips. And then come down. Make your way up into downward facing dog. So stretch back, start to bicycle the legs. Make sure your down dog is nice and long so you can stretch out your spine. And then bend both knees, stick your buns up in the air, stretch out your spine and reach your heels toward the floor. Inhale to plank. Exhale, slowly lower to the floor. Inhale for Sphinx pose. Forearms on the floor, elbows under shoulders. Pull your elbows toward your feet and bring your chest forward. And lower down. Hands by the low ribs as you come to cobra. And then just press your way back into down dog. Right leg up, inhale. And exhale, bring it through. Take your left knee to the floor. Inhale, come on up and sink your hips. Pull your right hip back as the left hip comes forward. Stretch up through the arms. Start to pull the right heel toward the back of the mat. Bring the left knee toward the front of the mat. So just get in there a little bit deeper. Keep your belly lifted. Tailbone is still lengthening. Release the hands. Now straighten the leg. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale. Fold forward over your straight front leg as you pull your toes back. Still pulling the right hip back and sending the left hip forward. Excuse me, rebend, step to plank, and Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog or to cobra. Exhale, make your way back, down dog. Inhale, float the left leg back and up. Exhale, step it through, and right knee to the floor. Pat up your knee if your right knee needs padding, or the left side. Reach up, sink the hips forward. And again, try and pull your left heel toward the back of the mat as your right knee comes toward the front. You'll get in a little bit deeper that way. Exhale the hands down, straighten the left leg, fold forward over the left leg. Still pulling the left hip back, still sending the right hip forward. And then we'll rebend it, tucking the back toes, come to plank, Chaturanga. Inhaling, press, open the front of the body. Exhaling, make your way back into down dog. Step or hop your feet up. And bend the knees, drop the hips, Utkatasana chair pose. And then come to stand. And then we're going to do this several times. So sit back in your imaginary chair and stand. Weight in the heels as you sit back. Exhale, stand up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, sink down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, sink down. So stick your buns back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Weight in the heels. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower as much as you can. Exhale, lift. Inhale, sink back. Exhale, stand up. Take your feet wider than hips width and come into Malasana. And then stand all the way up. Malasana, either all the way down or halfway. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Knees and toes are in line. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Go halfway down. Go all the way down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, drop down. Exhale, explode up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, arms up. Take your feet together and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step or float, Chaturanga. Inhale, widen the collarbones. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. Inhale to float the right leg up. Exhale, lightly step it up, back foot flat, coming up into Warrior Two. Make sure your front heel is in line with your back arch. Your right knee is pointed over your middle toes. And gaze over the right fingertips. Now we'll straighten the front leg, shift your hips back, lean forward, getting some length. Take the right hand down wherever it reaches, left arm up. Press your weight toward the base of the big toe of the right foot. Draw your front hip underneath you as you lean your torso over the thigh. Pull up on the kneecap, firm the right quadricep. Then take your left hand to your hip, bend the knee over the ankle, float the back leg up. Your right hand's about 12 inches in front, pinky toe side of the foot. Feel free to use a yoga block if you have one here. I usually like to use one, I just didn't have one today. Slowly lower back into triangle pose. Just as slowly as you can, and then bend the knee and step back through your vinyasa, or skip it and go to down dog. That's fine too. Left leg up and step it through. Back foot flat, come up into second warrior. The knee right over the ankle, pointed over your second toes. Gaze over the fingertips. And reversing. Come on back up, straighten that leg. Make your way to triangle, shift your hips back, lean forward, get length, left hand down, right arm up. Try and bring your bottom ribs forward and spin your top ribs up toward the ceiling. Reach the crown of the head forward, get as much length as you can through your spine. And then look down. And right hand to hip if you like. Left hand about 12 inches in front, pinky toe side of the foot. Stretch your right sitting bone toward your heel. Lengthen, lengthen. Keep a steady gaze and then slowly make your way back to triangle pose. And then bend the front knee, step back through your vinyasa, or you can always skip it, go into down dog. Remember, you can always take a child's pose and push pause if you like. Right leg up. Step it through back foot flat, warrior two just for a moment, then straighten that leg for triangle pose. Shift your hips back, lean forward. Take your left hand to your hip, bend the right knee, half moon. And we're going to rebend the right knee and tap that foot down, coming up and back into half moon. I'm going to do this a few times. So tap the back leg, inhale, lift the left leg back up. Exhale, bend the knee over the second toe. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale and lift it. And keep your hand at your hip if you like, your left hand. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower back. Exhale, lift that leg. Inhale and lower. Exhale, step it up. Inhale, come back. Exhale and extend. So doing this with control, not just flopping from one pose to the other, but keeping the core muscles engaged. Step back through Chaturanga. Inhale, press up. Exhale, back. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it through, back foot flat, come to warrior two just for a moment. And then we'll straighten that front leg, setting up for triangle pose. So shift the hips back, lean, lean, lean forward, take your triangle pose. Right arm can be up or take the hand to the hip. Look down, bend the left knee in line with the second toe, lift the right leg up. Set it down quietly, lean forward, and lift the right leg. Set it down. Exhale, lift the leg. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. You can have the right hand on the hip. It's a little easier maybe. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Coming down. And lift that leg on the exhale. Inhale, set yourself down slowly. Exhale, lift it up. So controlled movements. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lift that leg. Inhale, come back. Exhale, lift the leg. If you fall, doesn't really work out very well, lift the leg. Inhale, center. It doesn't really matter. Just do your best. Back to Chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Take a break here if you'd like. Take the knees down and rest. Or we'll continue. Plank pose. Lift the right leg up. Not much, just a little. Keep the outer right hip dropping down and squeeze the left hip in. And then right knee to tricep and right knee to tricep. Inhale back, exhale, bring it forward. Inhale back, exhale, forward. Left leg, lift it about a foot up. Drop the outer left hip down. Keep pinning the right hip in towards center and keep breathing here. Left knee to tricep. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it forward. And bring it forward. And then forward. Inhale, exhale, and set it down. Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale back. So this class has some high intensity intervals in it. Step your hands back to your feet. Grab your big toes. Lengthen on your inhale. Exhale, fold. Padangusthasana. Let the crown of the head reach down. Let the shoulders lift up. Inhale halfway up, Padahastasana. Get the feet onto the hands, bend the knees as needed, and fold forward, toes to the creases of the wrists. Inhale, look up, walk yourself back into down dog. And stretch yourself back, and then make your way to plank, Chaturanga. Inhale, press up. Exhale, back. Look forward, hop or step the feet up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root through the feet. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, Samastitihi. I'll do a little balancing here. Left foot down and pick up the right foot first and just extend the leg out any amount. Bring the arms up, stretch them up, and hold. Swing the leg back slowly and lean your torso forward. Keep pinning that left hip in towards center. Drop the outer right hip down. Inhale, lift the leg forward. Exhale, take it back into warrior three. Arms and ears in line. Drop the outer right hip. Inhale, lift it up with control. Exhale, take it back to warrior three. Keep pressing the left hip into center. Inhale, lift the leg up, extend it out. Exhale, point the toes right to the floor, outer right hip dropping down. Inhale, leg up, and hold, and release it. Right foot down, we'll pick up the left leg. Hands to hips, or you can extend the arms up to the ceiling. Drop the left hip down, squeeze the right hip in. Exhale, extend the left leg back, drop the outer left hip. Reach the arms by the ears or not. Inhale, center. Extend the leg forward, but don't let your shoulders go back. Exhale, arms in front, warrior three. Drop the outer left hip down. Inhale the leg forward. So there's a tendency to lean way back, but keep your shoulders over your hips. Exhale, extend. Inhale. Bring it forward with control. Exhale. Back into warrior three. Squeeze that right hip in towards center. Inhale. Reach up. And exhale. Warrior three. Stretch through the arm and the leg. Inhale, lift up. Hold a moment. Drop that outer left hip down and release. Nice work. Back to Samastitihi. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale to Chaturanga. Inhale, pressing up. Exhale back. Stretch out your spine. Take a break if you want one. Come back to your steady breathing. Inhales and exhales equal in length. Step your right foot up by your right hand, spin your back foot flat, come to warrior one. So we're going to try to drop down in this warrior one since we're working our legs. But pull your right hip back, send your left hip forward. Make sure your right knee is over the ankle and drop your tailbone down. Lift your front hip points up. So you want length in the lower back here. Lower down as much as you can comfortably. But then pull the right hip back again. Send the left hip forward again. Release down and plank pose, Chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Left foot steps, back foot is flat. Warrior one, stretching up. So drop down into this warrior one as comfortably or as much as you comfortably can. Pull the left hip back, send the right hip forward. And your back inner thigh spinning up toward the ceiling. The weight in the front foot is more toward your heel. And the back foot, press it a little more toward the pinky toe side of the foot, but then firm the outer ankle in and up. Keep those front ribs pulled in and lengthen through the back of your body. Exhale. Hands to the mat, Chaturanga. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Look up, step or hop through, and sit. So we're going to do a couple of sets of leg lifts for the outer hips, inner thighs. So lie on your right side, lift your left leg up, leading with the heel, and then almost lowering. Your head can be up or down. Lift up and lower. Lead with the heel. Lift up and lower, but don't touch all the way down. Lift, lower. Keep a nice steady breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it down. Keep going. Do a few more. I think it was just 10. Now stay up, little pulses. Keep pulsing up and up and up. This is where I really start to feel it, is when I keep these pulses going. So keep going with your pulses. And that top of your right hip should start to feel something. Or that's your left hip. Never mind. And then bring your left foot in front. Lift your bottom leg. Lift it up and up and up. These are little movements too, but very effective. Inner thighs working. You can also drop that knee down on the floor. Lift up, up, and up through the inner thigh. Keep breathing. And now take your ankles together, but bend your knees. Lift your top knee up and almost touch it down, but don't. Lift, almost lower. Lift, almost lower. So use your core muscles to keep your torso stable. We don't want to be flopping all around in this one. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Couple more. Keep breathing. They start to get a little more difficult as you continue. And release. Back up and switch sides. So coming onto the left side, right leg up and lower. And lift and lower. So again, lead with the heel of the top leg. Your head can rest on your hand, or you can lie down on the side. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep your torso nice and stable. Don't let your legs or torso flop. Little lifts. Lift and lift and lift and lift. Again, with the heel. So concentrate on lifting from the heel. Keep going. Release it. Take that foot in front. Lift the bottom leg. Little lifts at the bottom leg. So keep going. You'll feel this in your inner thigh probably. At least that's where I felt it. You might feel it someplace else, and that's fine too. Lift and lift and lift and lift, as long as it doesn't hurt you. Lift, lift, and release. Ankles together, feet together. Lift the top knee and lower it. Lift and lower. Knees are bent. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. This one really got into my top outer hip. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. Lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Keep going. Last couple. That's when it gets harder. Just another one. Last one, I think. Yep. Come on back up to seated. And then onto your back. Set up for bridge. Feet hips width apart. Inhale to lift up to bridge. Spiral the thighs in toward each other. Outer edges of the feet parallel. You can keep your palms flat or interlace the fingers behind your back. Keep breathing and release down. Just let your knees knock in toward each other and rest. Take a moment to come back to your intention. And then set up again, bridge. Feet a little closer together. Take your right ankle just past your left knee. Flex that foot and knee out to the side. And then we're going to lift the hips and almost lower, but not quite all the way. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Keep the weight in the left heel. Lift and lower. Lift up and release. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. And now extend that leg out. Knees in line with each other. Keep breathing here. Try to keep the knees in line. Keep lifting up through your hips. Don't let your hips fall down. And release it. Left ankle just past the right knee. Lifting the hips and almost lowering down, but not quite. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Keep the left heel pressing, or the right heel pressing into the floor. Lift and lower. Lift up and lower. keep going. Keep your nice steady pace. Exhale, lifts. Inhale, lowers. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Now extend the left leg out so the knees are in line with each other. Keep lifting the pelvis up. Keep breathing. Couple breaths here, right into the chest. Tailbone still lengthening toward the backs of your knee. And lower down. Good work. Knees drop in toward each other. Take a break. And then back into bridge pose. Press into the heels. You can stay in bridge or hands up by the ears, elbows parallel, and up into wheel pose. Spiral your thighs in toward each other. Outer edges of your feet parallel. Keep breathing into the chest. And lower down. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock a little here side to side and then rock back and forth. Take a couple rocks to come up. So you're going to bend your right knee back and extend your left leg out to the side. But if that hurts your knee, take the foot in toward the groin instead. Sit up tall on the inhale. Exhale. And take the left hand on the inside of the thigh. Reach the right arm up and over. If you're not keeping your torso in line with the thigh and you're rolling your torso forward, then keep your top arm just reaching up toward the ceiling. So the right arm will just stretch up. Inhale back to center. Exhale, leaning back any amount. So I would have laid all the way down, but I didn't want to lay on the ground, so I kept my forearms down. But you can stay sitting all the way up, or you can lay all the way down, or you can do anything in between, just to stretch out that quad. And then coming up, and exhale to come forward. So I did feel a little bit in my knee, so just be careful. My knees are fine, knock on wood, but if you feel any discomfort or especially any pain in your knee, then you'll definitely want to come out of it. Come on up and switch. Bending the left knee back, right legs to the side, or take the left foot to the inner right thigh. Leaning forward, get your right hand on the inside of the right foot. Left arm can stay up or reach it across. So bottom ribs coming forward, spinning the top ribs up. It's almost as if you wanted to turn your chest toward the ceiling. And in fact, maybe you can. But that's the general idea. Keep your breath steady. Inhale to come up. Bring your hands behind you so you can stay sitting up or lean back onto your forearms, or you can lie all the way back if you want to. Let's get a nice stretch in the left front of the thigh. Make your way up, and then exhale, either sitting up tall again or extending forward. And again, watch the knee on the left side. Inhale and come up. And face the front of the mat. Extend your legs forward. Pull your toes back. Lengthen, inhale. And exhale forward. So again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to extend. Paschimottanasana. Leading with the chest. Keep your spine long, long, long. Inhale your head up. Exhale to release. Soles of feet together, knees apart. Take your feet, open them like a book, and hinge from your hips, extending forward. Continue to lengthen the spine. So if that doesn't work for you to come forward, You don't have to. You can sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands right behind your thighs for a little support. Or you can sit up on the edge of a blanket. And then come up a little, round yourself down, forehead toward the feet, but lift the shoulders away from the ears. Bring your knees together. Come onto your back. Drop your knees off to the left and look over the right shoulder. You can do knee on top of knee, or you can cross your right knee on top of the left knee if you like. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the right, looking left. You can also cross the left knee over the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, make your way into Shavasana. So take a few moments to get really comfortable. Let your feet flap open. Take your arms out to the sides with your palms up. And just allow yourself to sink in and relax and release your breath. Just natural breathing now. And as we continue our study of the 8 limbs of yoga, we're at number 6, which is dharana. And dharana is concentration or a one-pointed focus. So we use dharana in our practice when we use a drishti. And drishti is a focal point. So most poses have a drishti, and it helps us to create that nice one-pointed focus and concentration. So start to stretch out through your arms and your legs. And then bend your knees and roll off to your right side. Pausing for gratitude and then making your way up to seated. And sitting up tall, bring the hands together. And hands to the forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Our hands to the heart to remind us to have clear and loving intentions. Our hands to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communications, sending out wonderful energy to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you liked our class today, please push the like button and please subscribe and share it with your friends. And if you can afford a donation of any amount, there is a link below. And if you can afford it, anything helps us to keep our mission of just getting our yoga classes to as many people as possible, because we believe that the more people practice yoga, the happier the world will be. And if you can't afford a donation, go to fightmasteryoga.com. If you buy anything from Amazon, use the little Amazon sign on our homepage. Just go through that. It doesn't cost you any more and it helps us. Bye.